one of their drawings. How did they know? This is a drawing of the planet Saturn. How did they know it had a ring? They had no telescopes. They had no magnification. And yet they say that the fish god Nomo told them about the planet Saturn. Now, this god was also worshipped as the great star. And it is planet X, this star that is to come. Remember I mentioned to you that in the Masonic temples they worship the star. But in the churches of Satan, they do also. Here we see the Satanic Bible. Notice the symbol, the pentagram, on the very cover of the Satanic Bible. In my book, Mystery Mark of the New Age, I have many examples of these symbols. Here is a picture on page 45 of a man who has a star in his forehead, for example. And then on page 95 we see 3 samples of the star in satanic formats. Notice the great goat god and his horns. Still the question is, if planet X is headed our way, by whatever name it may be called, can we verify that? Have there indeed been signs in the heaven in the last few years? My friends, there have been amazing signs in the heavens. I want you to see some in the last 5 or 6 years, and certainly as we headed into this 21st century. Look at these signs. First of all, the Hale-Bopp planet came. Here from Prophecy in the News, look at the headline, The Great Comet of 1997. More recently, the skies were filled with falling stars. 1998, 1999, there, and even in the year 2002, the Leonid meteors. They go wild every 33 years. And here they were, right during our lifetimes in the last few years. Look at this magazine article. It says, the stars are falling out of Leo the lion, the astrological symbol. Here from the internet, says solar space storms will disable many satellites in 2000. That was a fear, and some were disabled. Now here's an interesting article. Talk about a sign. Galactic flash puzzles world's astronomers. A great flash of light in the heavens. No one knows what it is. A great galactic flash of light. This article, this newspaper says the starburst blasted the Earth's atmosphere. And then here's another one from another magazine. Scientists detect enormous sunquake. Signs even on the planet. And as we headed into this millennium, look at this. Awed audience delights in darkness. Clouds eclipse millennium's last sun show. There was a great total solar eclipse. It was the last one of the millennium. And people, here it shows, it says a solar spectacle for the masses. And they're all looking up, even these Buddhist monks. Near the Eiffel Tower in Paris, it says. And they had these little glasses on to make sure their eyes were not damaged. Even as we had this great solar eclipse, there were other signs. Did you know within days of this solar eclipse, as we were moving into the 21st century, a huge twister, a tornado whipped through Salt Lake City? Imagine, you never hear about tornadoes going right into downtown. And there amidst the buildings of downtown Salt Lake City was a fantastic twister that had not been seen in 100 years. But that's not all. Within a day or two, there was an incredible earthquake over in the Middle East in Istanbul, Turkey. Here's the headline on that. More than 2,100 dead, 13,000 hurt. Rescuers frantically search rubble. Twisters, tornadoes, solar eclipses, all occurring. And then, scientists said they found something. Astronomers said they found an incredible geyser in the sky, a fountain of annihilation that is sucking everything it can reach into it. Will this planet also be sucked up by this great so-called fountain of annihilation? What we need to know is people are wondering about death from above. They're wondering about planet X. And even though the astronomers insist that it's not headed our way in the next few years, they cannot guarantee us that we will not be struck by some meteor, some comet, unexpectedly. For example, here's a story. It says Armageddon can wait. Scientists are now beginning to worry about how to stop killer asteroids. Here's some books that have been written on the subject. Death from Above. This is Sky and Telescope magazine. Talks about the cosmic threats that are getting increased attention. The government is putting millions of dollars into this. And then people are wondering, is anybody out there? Space telescopes find mystifies astronomers. Now we have Planet X. Mysterious object might be first extrasolar planet photographed. Here's another article from the Washington Post on the internet. Mystery heavenly body discovered. And another, a mystery revolves around the sun. Huge unseen object orbits on fringe of solar system. And another, brown dwarf spotted close to star. And another, right beyond Pluto. Friends, that's where Sirius is supposed to be. Beyond Pluto, strange new worlds, it says. And the BBC News, a planet beyond Pluto. And then finally, ABC News, their science department, says a 10th planet, disturbance of comets, hints at something out there. Astronomers, it says, may have found hints of a massive, distant, still unseen object at the edge of the solar system. Perhaps a 10th planet. And it's shoving comets toward our solar system. Friends, signs in the heavens are coming. The scientists are saying it. And then Sky and Telescope magazine says a new planet has been discovered. They call it Star 51 Pegasi. It's like our sun, but its companion has no equal in our solar system. And then finally, yet another from the Associated Press. An unknown object is zooming toward Earth. My friends, that was in 1991. Many of these objects takes years to get here. Maybe we're on the edge of seeing these signs in the heavens that were prophesied to occur. Now, the Bible makes it clear that when these signs begin to occur in heaven, there will be amazing things that begin to transpire here on earth. Now, I want you to understand something. These fallen angels, these ancient so-called gods and goddesses and the mighty men, the giants, the Nephilim, the congregation of the dead, they may return. But friends, they're not returning from a planet X, from NIBIRU, from Sirius, or its invisible star in the sky. There are other regions, and we know them as hell, as the bottomless pit, because the Bible tells us that's where these creatures are coming from. And yet men today seem to be fascinated by the coming of some ancient race of cosmic astronauts. People are fascinated by UFOs. I find it of interest myself, of course, but I look at it from the biblical standpoint. Here in the European newspaper, not too long ago, a few years back, it talked about these incredible tales of UFO aliens and extraterrestrials. And of course, they're often pictured, such as in the movie E.T., as something wholesome and good and loving. They're coming back to guide us through these planetary changes. Oh, they're going to be our saviors. It is said they were here before, and now they're back again to save us from universal catastrophe. Look at some of these pictures, though, and some of the artist conceptions and some of the movie drawings and pictures and images of these aliens. Do these look like your saviors in the end times? Then we have this painting from a book called UFO, The Complete Sightings. Here is of a woman being brought up, lifted up into a UFO craft by alien beings. It is said that women are being lifted up, they're being abducted, and then even some kind of a horrible sexual relations are occurring, and experimentation is going on. And these aliens are creating, it is said, hybrid, half alien, half human beings. I wonder if they will end up looking like some kind of a hideous creature. such as is depicted here. Of course, we have books out. Here's one that looks upon this with glee almost, with happiness. This is a good thing. It's called The Return of the Serpents of Wisdom. The Return of the Serpents of Wisdom. Manly P. Hall, one of the best known Masons of the 20th century. He died just a few years ago. He wrote this book. He says, the phoenix is rising out of the flame. They're coming back. The phoenix bird is rising. By the way, over 100 years ago, from the Constitution of the Freemasons, in fact, this was published in 1723.